friends, Kelsey here at Cloud9 Workshop. This week on Cloud9, we have Miss Jenny Farr. She is an artist and a teacher here at Cloud9 Workshop, doing all kinds of workshops, sewing, summer camps, maker studio, she does it all. And she's a busy bee at home too, creating all kinds of projects. So I'm most curious what Miss Jenny has brought here. What have you got?
Okay, I'll start with saying that I started doing these when I was a kid with my mom and my siblings.
Yay!
And most years I've done them for my kids over the years.
Really?
For most of the years. There's been a couple that I missed, but so we started out with this sort of style with cut paper and just talks about, you know, little sweet sayings and stuff like that. And then I moved on to more 3D items like this, tacking some, you know, found objects on, like Scrabble tiles, things like this.
So you make one per person or one as a family?
One per kid, but that's a good question
Okay.
because as now the kids are gone from the house, so lately, the past few years, I've been doing a different style and also just one for the family. So my latest styles, I used to do more that cut paper, and my latest styles are more like these type of things. And then even this, which I'm sure I got from a YouTube video or something, but this, and then there's little words in there, and I usually date them. I do have some that aren't dated, but
I see some drawings.
yes, so I brought some that my kids made when they were little, because then they would join me in there.
And did they make them for other people too, or was
Just
it
for
just
us, like this was
yeah.
for mom, World's Greatest Mom, and then World's Greatest Dad. So, yeah, so they would join, and it was hard to get them to do it every year, but I try to do it every year. And this was mine from this year, but I'm not done, and so this is a work in progress.
So is this a sweater?
This is my repurposed sweaters, which people that know me know I work a lot with sweaters. And then I beaded this, hand beaded recently. And so I just want to add some more things. I feel like it needs a little more jazzing up.
When do you start making them? When do you?
Well, this is the earliest that I've started because I started it last week. Some friends came over and we did a making party with Valentine's. Yes. But I was asked that before, and it's hard to say because these early ones that I did in 2003, so my son was born in 2003, my daughter was 3, so I don't know how I had the time to do these.
Right.
You know, so I did. So probably a week before, I would say, but I've got a huge bin of all kinds of stuff like this.
So then when Valentine's Day comes around, I'm assuming these are for Valentine's Day, but do you bring out the bin and do you kind of sort through them and look at all the different memories? Do you display them?
I display them. So every year I do a big display, and one in my dining room and one on our mantle in the living room. So we have, they're all, and so I know, and there's different things. Like a couple of years ago, I did a bunting.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to get a little different than the same style.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Oh, I love it
So it's fun
so much.
and it's something creative and.
Yeah, and this one has stitching on it.
Yeah, so I sewed that one.
Oh. Do you start thinking about what materials, you know, because their materials are so different. You have stitching on this one, you have the
Right.
sweaters on this one, then you have the cut paper from magazines and things. So at what point do you does inspiration strike and you're like, oh, this year I'm going to do this? Like, how do you decide?
Sometimes like this one, I'm pretty sure I saw probably on Instagram or something or YouTube or something because I never would have known how to fold this, and I look back at it and go, how did I do that? But and other times like I found these wooden hearts, you know, this is a wood, and so then I would come up with something to do for that. This is two-sided also. So I guess it just depends on what I'm in the mood for or what I come across. Yeah.
And when they were little, you made it with them, and then now do you make them on your own? You said you gathered with friends.
This
and started
year I
making
had
it?
some friends come over and we did some at my house, but otherwise I do it on my own. Yeah.
It's very sweet. Can I show you what I brought?
Yes. Show me what you have.
All right, so in this one, I brought, it looks very simple, but I will tell you, this is a heat pack, and you've made these, yes. So we make these in a sewing classes and camps here at the studio, and this one actually, my son makes these every year for the Kidpreneur Fair, which we could tell you more about too. So that's when the kids are an entrepreneur and they create their own product and then they sell it. And so he started making these several years ago, and this is one that he made. And so this is the inside. The inside is a t-shirt sleeve, repurposed t-shirt sleeve, and inside is corn and rice. So feed corn and rice, which we found is a really good mix. And then, so that the cover is washable, then we create the flannel cover that goes on top. So it's nice and cozy, but also you can wash it, which is great because I use mine every night. So I usually like put it in my bed when I want my toes nice and warm. So I'll heat it up in the microwave, put it in there. It's just so soothing and it's just like a warm hug. I love it so much. So I use it every single night. And I love that he made it. And so it's, you know, it's got repurposed materials,
Yes, we love
which I
that.
love that. And so it's just very warm and functional and cozy and handmade. And that is how we grew here.
Now, do you ever put them in the freezer too for cold?
Oh, my kids have. Yeah. So we've created other ones too. Sometimes we call them like an ouch pack and we'll make the square ones. So when they, particularly when they were little, if they had an owie that we just couldn't see, but we needed to soothe them somehow, we could, you know, have those so that they could also soothe each other and you knew it wasn't getting into stuff, but it was just the ice pack. But yeah, you could put them in the freezer too. I find they don't stay as cold that long as they keep their heat longer than they keep their cool. But that's a great question. They're multifunctional.
Yes.
And super fun to make. So all good projects that we love to make for function, for fun, for friends, and we have a great time. So thanks for joining us.